Hey everyone, welcome back to Take You Forward. So, in this video, we will be solving the problem shortest common super sequence. Yes, again, in order to understand this problem, that's a prerequisite. So, please make sure you watch out the video of LCS and printing the LCS because without both of these videos, this won't be happening. So, please make sure you go back and watch out these couple of videos. It's in my playlist. So, what does a super sequence exactly means? It states you'll be given a string S1, you'll be given a string S2. You have to make such a string such that the string S1 is in that, the string S2 is also in that. For an example, if I say I make a string brute and brute combined, if I make a string like this, I can say brute is there, brute is also there. So this can be called as a super sequence. Yes, this can be called as a super sequence. Common super sequence means both of these guys are over here. So this can be called as a common super sequence. But first line, shortest. Can I get something smaller than this? Because it's basically you're just taking this and taking this, and then you're saying that this is the super sequence. Can I get something which is smaller than this? Let's see. Like, probably I can have something like I'll just copy paste and then I'll try to explain. BGRUOOTE. If I take a string like this, does it have brute? Let's check out. Remember, the order has to be same. BRUTE. Brute is there. Does it have a groot? GROOT. Groot is also there. So I can say in the string, we have the brute, we have the groot as well. And the length of the string is nothing but 8. Over here, the length was 10. So I want you to give me the shortest, and this is indeed the shortest. You can try out all of the super sequences, but you'll find that this is indeed the shortest one. So how do you actually get the shortest one? For an example, let's take another string, bleed and blue. So bleed blue, ideally bleed blue will be a super sequence. But if I ask you which is the shortest super sequence, then it will be BLEUED. This will be the shortest super sequence. Why? Bleed is it there? BL, yeah, it is there. Is blue there? Let's see. BLUE, blue is also there. So bleed is also there as a subsequence. Blue is also there as a subsequence. And this is an entire string which contains S1 and S2. And thereby, this is the shortest common super sequence. But I want you to give me the shortest common super sequence length. Over here, the length is 6, as well as I want you to give me the string. So let's first analyze how do you figure out the length. Once you have analyzed how to figure out the length, then we will see how do you print the shortest common super sequence. So come back to the first example of brute and groot. Brute and groot. This is string 1 and this is string 2, right? So logically, like if I apply my brain, I'm at B, I'm at G, okay. And what I can say is, Striver, we know one thing, the string has to have brute, right? So if I need a B, why don't I take B in a super sequence? Perfect. And after that I can move it to R. And if I need G, why can't I take a G? Perfect. And then I move it to R. But over here, when I'm standing at a R and I'm standing at a R, can I say I can actually take a single R, because that single R will also suffice for brute, and that single R will also suffice for groot. Can I say that? I can. So I'll be like, okay, I'll take a single R and then I'll move both of them to somewhere here. And then I'll be like, okay, let's take U and then I'll move it to T. I know on a very high level, this T can match with this T. So what I'll do is I'll copy paste both the double O's and I'll take it to directly T. And the moment it stands at T and it is at T, I'll write one T for it and then I'll move it to E and I'll just copy paste. So overall, I get this particular string. And if you carefully see, is that what we got? Yeah, that is what we got. There can be multiple answers. Yes, there can be multiple answers. But what was the intuition while I was doing it? Since I know if there is an R and there is an R, that's gonna suffice for both of them. And if there is a T and if there's a T, that's gonna suffice for both of them. So why shall I take R twice or T twice? I'll just be using R once and T once. That's gonna suffice for this guy as well as this guy. So my first thing is common guys taken once. Common guys should be taken once. Okay. Now when I say common guys, what does common guys in two string means? What are the common guys in two strings? We have already done that. That's nothing but LCS. LCS tells me the longest common guy in two strings. So I can be like, okay, so if I take Groot and Groot, I know RT is the longest common subsequence of length 2. And I know over here, I have to take everyone. Yes, I have to take everyone apart from the longest common subsequence. So I can say I will be taking BUE, right? I can say from Groot, I'll be taking GOO and I'll not take RT from here. I'll not take RT from here. I will take this guy and this guy, and this RT will be just taken once, right? So can I say the answer is very simple? I will be like, what is the answer? You take Groot, but since you have taken RT twice, once in Groot, you don't take it twice, you just take it once. So can I say the answer is very straightforward? N plus M, where N is the length of the first string, M is the length of the second string, minus the length of the LCS is the length of the shortest common super sequence. If you see over here, the length is 5, 5 plus 5 minus 2, the length comes out to be 8, and that is what the length was of this guy, which is 8, isn't it? So I figured out the length was very simple. The length was N plus M minus the length of LCS. That is the length of the, I can say, shortest super sequence or whatever you're calling it as. So we figured out the length. But how do we actually figure out the string? Because that's a critical junction. We have got the intuition that if there are common characters, we can use them once. So logically, the longest set of common characters is what we will take because we want the shortest guy. Because if you are looking for shortest string length, then it's better that you take a longer patch of common characters so that they are used once. So we have got our answer very clearly. But now how do you print the string? That's the point. How do you print the string or print the super sequence? So what you will do is you will have to watch the video print LCS. Please go back and watch the video print LCS. Over there, I've taught you what is the DP table. And if you remember, just a quick recap, in LCS, it was very straightforward. We used one based indexing and we said if S of 1, I minus 1 is equal to T of J minus 1, then dp of ij goes as 1 plus dp of I minus 1 and j minus 1. Remember? That was for the matching character. That's for this matching character. Or else you are like, okay, else it will be dp of ij equal to max of dp of I minus 1 j comma dp of I j minus 1. Remember from LCS class? This is straight away from the LCS. So if you remember this, let's take the brute guy and the Groot guy and try to create the DP table super quickly, and then we will see how can we derive the shortest common super sequence from it. So if you remember, this was the J column and this was the ith row, and we were taking one based indexing, so this will go as BRUTE brute, and definitely this will go as GROOT, which is Groot, correct? So you know well enough when you started, B and G are not matching, so you were like, okay, put a zero over here. Then again, B and R is not matching, B and O is not matching, B and O is not matching, B and T is not matching. So it was like 0 0 0 0 overall. Then you went across to R, and there was again a 0 over here, so you'll put a 0 over here. Then there was R and R matching, so you took 1 plus this guy, so it was kind of 1. Then again you went on, and this was 1 1 1, correct? And if you just keep on going, this would have been 0 0, or rather 1 1 1 1. And if you go across BRUT, and this is G, so this will be 0, then it will be a 1, then this will be a 1, this will be a 1, and over here T matches with T, so this will be a 2. And similarly you can fill the last row as well. This will be a 0, correct? This will be a 1, this will be a 1, this will be a 1, and this is going to be a 2. So that's how the DP table will look like. Now how do I get my shortest common super sequence? That's the question. So guys, I hope you understood the DP table. It was very simple. We just applied these formulas and we tried to fill on the DP tables, nothing else. B did not match with G, so 0. B did not match with R, so 0. And whenever we are at this stage, E did not match with O, so we took the maximum of this or this. Similarly, E did not match with T, so we took the max of this or this, which is 2. Over here, T matched with T, so we took 1 for it and 1 for it. So over here we came up with 2, because in this string and in this string there is RT which matches there by 2. That's the LCS table. Yes, that is the LCS table of n plus 1 and m plus 1. Again, one based indexing. So now how do you find the shortest common super sequence? That's the question. Let's figure that out. So we know one thing for sure. The answer does lie over here. That is something we know. Everyone knows. The answer does lie over here. So over here, you'll always check. Does this E match with this T? And like, no, it does not. It does not. So where did this 2 come in from? You know one thing for sure. It either comes from here, and it either comes from here, because the formula is very straightforward. Max up of the above row or max of the previous column. So this 2 would have came from here or would have came from here. And you know in LCS what you do is you take this guy and you move it to the up. You move it to the up. So what happened when you move it to the up? What will happen when you move it to up? This string is still entirely there. Groot is still there because you're standing here. But this E went cut off, because now whenever you're standing here, the string is Groot and the string is BRUT, not E. So E went out. So what you'll do is you'll add a P. Please add a P. Done. Next. This T matches with this T. Thereby, you're like, you have to move to this guy, because this T matches with this T. So whenever you'll move here, the string will be Gru and the string will be Brew. So there's a T that goes off. But we know it's a common T. So what you'll do is you'll take this T, and you'll add it once, because the common guys gets added once. Perfect. Next, you are standing here and you are at here, right? So you have a Brew and you have a something like Grew. They are not matching. So this one can come from here, can come from here. That's your choice where you will take it from. it could have come from here or from here. That's okay. So I'll probably try to go over here. Or you can also go over here. That's your choice. So I will try to go over here. So if I'm going over here, what am I doing? I am saying the string is this, so this O is off, and this still we have BRU. So this O is off, so you have to take this O. Perfect. Next, you're standing here. This one might have come from here or from here. You can go to any of the portions. That's your wish. So in order to understand it better, we'll go upwards. So when we go upwards, this string reduces and this string still stays the same. So there's a U that goes off. There's a U that goes off. So I'll take that U. Perfect. Next, you're at here. This one would have come from here. So you will go here. So who gets reduced? O, right? So you'll take O. Next, this one, this R is equivalent to this R. This R is equivalent to this R. And if that's the case, you write it once. And you write it once. And you move to the corner. Now this zero might have come from here or here. Correct? So assume you move it to here. So what are you doing? You are taking this B off because you're still left off with G, but you're taking this B off. So you'll write B once, and you came over here. Thereby, this is nothing but the coordinate of I will be 0 and J will be 1. Because you came over here, so I is 0. You exhausted the limit. Remember, if you're moving beyond 1, that means you exhausted the limit. So 0 and 1. That means in the second string, there is one character still remaining. In the second string, there is one character which is G, which is still remaining. So you'll have to take that remaining character G. And this is what you can write. And this is the reverse string. Why? Because you moved from the backward. It's the reversed string. So just do one thing. Reverse it. This becomes GBROUOTE and a length 8. And since there can be multiple answers, it's okay even if you get this answer. Because if you see GROOT, Groot is there. BRUTE, Groot is also there. So we got our shortest super sequence or common, whatever you can call it. That's how you'll get it. So what did I do? We just did some modifications in the LCS code. So if I write the LCS code, I hope you remember the LCS code. It was very simple. We will start with I equal to here, J equal to this, and we were going till it is like we still have string lengths, and there was like if it matches, which was 0 based indexing. So we were writing S1 equal to S2 equal to J minus 1. That means if they are matching. And what did we do if they were matching? We basically took that string, correct? Now we can say in our answer, we can keep the answer as empty. And we will be like, answer will be containing any one of the guys because both of them are equal. And we can move I minus minus and J minus minus. Perfect. That's what you're doing, right? You're just adding it once. Or else you move to the maximum portion. Or else either dp of I minus, either dp of I minus 1 of j is greater than dp of I comma j minus 1, or it's the opposite case, or it's the opposite case. What am I doing? Let's analyze. Whenever this guy is there, which means this guy is greater. When you started over here, this guy was greater, so you moved. So what did you do? You took the ith guy. Of this string 1. You took this guy of the string 1. So you'll be like, whenever I move up, this is the upward movement. Whenever I move up, I repeat, let's see over here again. You are moving up. So you're eliminating this E. And this Groot is still there. So this E is gone. Who is this E? I. So you take that ith guy whenever you move up. So you're like, okay, my answer will be containing S of 1, again 0 based indexing, and you move I. And if you move the diagonal, it will be the opposite. you take the jth guy because from S2 because j will be reduced and you will be reducing j. Got it? Let's understand this as well. So if you're moving in the diagonal fashion, which is this, when you move here, this O goes off, this O goes off, right? And this is nothing but the jth guy, and this is the string S2. So whenever you move in this direction, you take the jth guy of S2. Very simple. So that's how you can easily get everything. And after that, you can easily end up the while loop over here. But still, are we left off with something? Yes. We saw one thing. We know one thing. At the end of the day, what condition were we writing? We were writing I greater than 0 or j greater than 0. What does this signify? Let's analyze what does this signify. If I'm writing I greater than 0, it signifies string 1 has some length. If I'm stating j greater than 0, I'm saying string S2 has some length. That is what I'm saying. At the end, what did you see? At the end of this, what did you see? You ended here and the value of I was this and j was this. So there was a one length of the string S2 remaining, which was g. Or you might end up somewhere here or here. In that case, let's say you end up here. In that case, b and r will be remaining. Let's say you end up here. In that case, GRO will be remaining. So can I say, when you are comparing, either something of the first string will be remaining or something of the j string will be remaining, because you're comparing, you're moving. Because what are you doing? You are starting from here, right? You move somewhere. You might end up either here or either here. And when you end up, you see, it's like ended at 0, 1. Some portion of the string 2 was remaining. So you just need to figure out which portion is remaining. So I can be like, okay, I know for one thing, one guy will be remaining. So I can be like, if I is greater than 0, that can be one of the cases. Or what you can do is you can simply write, okay, fine, till I lesser than 0. If there is something as I remaining, let's just take it into the answer. Answer plus equal to s of 1, I minus 1, and I can do an I minus minus. Or if there is something of j remaining, let's take it. Answer plus equal to s of 2, j minus 1, I'll take j minus minus. Either this will get executed or this will get executed, because you saw in our example 0 and 1 was remaining. So j was remaining. So it will take one character of j and it will get exhausted. Or if there was I remaining, it would have taken one character of I or two characters and it would have. Depending on whichever it has to, it will. And after that, this would have been the reversed. So you just need to make sure you reverse your answer, and that will be the super subsequence. I hope that makes sense. Super sequence rather. So that's how you can easily do it, right? So I hope you have understood this. I know it was a bit complicated. So what I'll do is I'll just go back. So we are given the shortest super sequence, a string A and a string B. So what I'll do is I'll just take these guys and I'll copy paste this to format our LCS, the DP array. And this is how the DP array can be formed, and I can say this as SNT in order to understand it. Okay, so I can say the DP array is formed over here. Now I need the answer, right? So string answer equal to this. That's for some. That is something which I know, and I know I'll be standing at here. Correct. And I'll be like, while I will be greater than 0 and j will be greater than 0. That is again something which I know. What is the next thing? I know they might match, so why don't you write this? S of I minus 1 is equal to t of j minus 1. They might match, and if they match, I will be moving both of them. Or else if I'll be like dp of I minus 1 of j is greater than dp of I j minus 1, or else is the opposite way. And if that's the case, I know I'll be moving till I minus 1. And if that's not the case, I know I'll be moving till j minus 1. That's how the LCS looks like. And over here, I know in answer, I just have to add once. So probably you can just add it once. Over here, I know again, you have to add S guy because that is getting reduced. Over here, you just need to add the T guy because that is what is getting reduced. And right at the end of the day, you just need to make sure while this is greater than 0, if you can just keep on adding s of I minus 1 based indexing, by the way, and you can do this. And if while j greater than 0, please make sure you add t of j minus 1, and you can do a j minus minus. At the end of the day, you can say reverse of answer dot begin, and you can say answer dot end, and right at the end of the day, you can just return the answer, and that's how should be fine. Let's quickly check if this is running fine. Okay, reverse was not declared, probably they have not declared hash include, so please make sure you add hash include. Just added hash include. Now let's have it running. It does run. Let's quickly submit this, and hopefully this will be running fine. So that's how you can easily do the shortest common super sequence. It's just the LCS code that I copied. This is nothing but the LCS code. So guys, again you saw, if your LCS concept was clear, using that you can actually solve so many different kind of problems. So LCS is the core whenever you're solving problems related to DP on strings. LCS is the ultimate core, and in the next lectures also I'll be solving a bit tougher problems, and over there also you'll see the same similar concept of I minus 1 j minus 1 will be used, and you will be learning a lot more. So guys, I hope you have understood this complicated problem, and just in case you did, please make sure you like this video, and if you're new to this channel, please do consider subscribing to us, and you can also check out our SD sheet. The link is in the description. And now with this, I'll be wrapping up this video. Let's meet in the next one. Till then, bye bye, take care.